What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
You gotta give him that huck and spit on that thing. You get me?
So if you haven't seen that clip this week, I don't know where you've been. That's currently the trending clip on TikTok. It actually brought up a couple of things that I'd like to talk about. So I'm not a fan of street interviews, and you'll understand throughout the video, but basically I feel like they're just exploiting people that shouldn't be exploited. This woman, fortunately, there's a happy story with this one. She was happy with it. She's actually created merch and stuff like that, so at least that she's like actually making money from it, so I was quite happy about that. And I also think she's doing a charity thing because of it, so I think she's done the right thing with the fame. And she also says as well that she's not too bothered about being like the trending thing, because she went, next week there'll be another trend, there is always another trend. So she's looked at it in a smart way and she's benefited from it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how smart are you?
Probably about 8.
What's the square root of 81?
Square root of 81?
Said it already.
Is it 9?
You run in a race, you pass the person in third. What place are you in?
Second, of course.
You're in second?
Second, yeah.
You sure?
Sure, I think.
What's 3 cubed?
Not sure. I'm not even gonna lie.
Okay. You want to guess?
1.
So there's like an example of it. So the first couple of things, asking people like, oh, how smart do you think you are? Which I do say that the people maybe have rated themselves a bit high, because if you take 5 as average, 8 would be like degree level, like master's degree, like quite smart people. Like I think I'd rate myself a 5 for smartness. I'd say I'm just averagely smart. But they've deliberately like put these people in front of a camera and then been like, so how smart do you think you are? Come on, tell me. Like, it's a lot of like nerves, and when you're in front of a camera you're not used to that. And then he goes on to like make memes out of it, essentially, where he keeps like going like nope, stuff like that, which is, I understand the audience are getting, because it's like younger children, not children, just younger teens and stuff like that are getting to find this absolutely hilarious. And then it goes on to the full thing of like the wordplay, like, oh, if you pass over 4th, what place are you? You're obviously still 4th. But he's done it deliberately, being like, are you sure? Like, smug about it. And it's like, the first time he heard that, he maybe got confused as well. Just because they couldn't answer it there and then doesn't mean they're not smart. They maybe just were like, oh yeah, that seems right. And then that woman at the end was a bit like, oh no, actually, maybe it's not. But he was like, no, yeah, it is. And she was like, oh no, okay, yeah. It's like you're reaffirming the smartness to make them sound sillier. Also, I'm surprised in the end when he asked this woman, like, what's 3 cubed, I think it was. And she's like, oh, I don't know. And then he was like, oh, do you want to just answer anyway? And then at the end of it, he made fun of her for answering wrong, and she specifically said she didn't know. I think it's like exploiting people for views when essentially you're doing nothing but interviewing people. And I know that's obviously what the news is in that, but I think the news has got a lot more like, there's a reason they're interviewing people. These people are literally just being like, yeah, I can get money out of other people. And they're not given much other than like being smug and making fun of people.
Can you point to where we are?
I got you. We around here, the whole thing.
How many moons does the Earth have?
1.
Are you sure?
Oh, the Earth.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Earth.
God, 12.
Yes. Nice. What country is the Panama Canal in?
Italy.
Yeah. Do you know who the first president of the USA was?
No, I don't.
Give me your best guess.
I really don't. Oh, wait. Is it Abraham Lincoln?
Yes.
So here's another, essentially, I'll redo the same points. This person is just making fun of people for being stupid, and they're not silly. Some people just don't have that general of a knowledge. Like that person that was like, couldn't name the first president, which I'm actually surprised about just for like Americans, because I feel like you always hear like Americans know everything about like the presidents and stuff like that. They just like the thing of this person being like, oh, I didn't know what state you were exactly, when he was like, oh, where are you? And then he was like, oh, there. Like he just was like the full of America, which is correct. Like he didn't specify what state they were in. Also, the thing with like states and stuff like that, I think some people just are a bit like ignorant to it, which is like, I think fair enough. I think unless like you live there all the time, I think you're fine. Like I have family that live in Boston, and for some reason in my head I always thought Boston was below New York. And then for like years and years and years I never looked into it, because that's just what I thought. And then one day I was just looking at a map of America and went, oh no, I was wrong. But I was like, oh, fair enough, like it's not something I needed to know. But now, like, I know, I'm like, oh, cool. But I'd never, like, if someone said to me, like, oh, is Boston below or above New York? And they were like, oh, it's below, I'd be like, oh, no, it's above. But I'd never be like, oh haha, why didn't you know that? Like, people need to learn, like, everyone doesn't know everything straight away.
What the capital of the USA is?
Isn't the capital of USA?
Yeah. What is the capital?
USA? United States?
Yeah, like, of the states, what's the capital?
America?
Yeah, it was a trick question. You got me. You know who the first president of the United States was? Abraham Lincoln. Do you know how many stars there are on the U.S. flag?
100? I don't know. About 200, something like that. I don't know.
Yes, around.
The fact that these people are like being interviewed and then he's like, yes, it's reaffirming this stuff that it may be being like embarrassing to them if they bring it up, if they've went, oh, that person said that was right, so then next time they're like, oh yeah. I do agree, like I'm not a big fan of street interviews in general. Like, if I would never want to do one, but I understand that some people are just like, yeah, on you go. Like, in my job, I do kind of need to interview people. It's like the type of thing. However, the reason I'm interviewing them, they know that I'm interviewing them, so it's not the fact that they're like, oh my god, I didn't expect to be interviewed. And I am not mean with the way that I edit it, and I make sure, like, if they've maybe said something a bit silly, like, you'll not leave it in. That's what proof edits are for, you shoot back and forth. But obviously with social media, it literally, the minute they get like gold, essentially, they're like, stick that up, we'll get hundreds of views from this. And it does work, they get hundreds of views from it. And I just don't think these people should get like the same recognition for like what other creators do. Like, I feel like all they're doing is going around and interviewing people, and it's not really interviewing, is it? It's just asking questions and then making fun of the questions.
What's your background?
Aboriginal.
Okay, what like race or nationality or background would you not date?
Aboriginal. Only because I don't want to risk the fact of being related to them.
Okay, goddamn. Are you all related then?
No. But I just don't want to go.
Shit!
What I actually meant to bring up in the first video after I watched it was that they like to use women to get like the views, obviously, and it's normally attractive women, and then they'll like say something to do with dating or anything along the lines of that, just so that people like watch it for that. So I thought we'd end the video on a good note. So we'll watch two that are actually funny and are quite wholesome.
You had to rate me on a scale of 1 to 10.
I have a girlfriend.
Oh, but you can still rate.
No, I absolutely can't, because my girlfriend is amazing.
How did you and your girlfriend get together?
I met my girlfriend in Florida, and we've been doing long distance for a year and a half. Let's get her on FaceTime. Oh, Sarah, so I'm being interviewed right now by an only girl. Are you mad at me for being interviewed by an only girl?
I'm not mad at you.
Should I just, like, walk away from this interview?
If you want, you could just spit on me and walk away. I promise I won't get into it.
I'm not going to do that, because I respect women. And also, I respect my love. She treats me so well. So I'm just going to act like this girl doesn't exist. This is the only girl that exists in my world.
Take a page out of his book.
There you go, that's quite a funny one. That obviously, she's went and interviewed him as like an OF girl that she's saying. And he's done the right thing there, where he's just not. He's like, yeah, I'll do the interview just to like help them out, obviously. And then she's like went on to stuff like that. And he's just went, oh, I can make this funny, or along the lines of that. So I generally think that interview is all right, but I still am the thing of I don't really like street interviews. But obviously, some iconic things have happened from some street interviews. We're not going to do the most iconic one, but we'll do one that's the same person that did the most iconic one.
Who's the president? Byron. Who? Byron. Say what's up to Byron. What's up, Byron? I'm the boardwalk king. Let's see a spell. Cody Hello on the concrete, motherfucker. Oh!
So that's obviously has created a lot of memes from this specific person going around to do that. The only slight issue I have with that is I don't know how mentally sound these people are. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but like you could just be using them for content again, which I don't like. But at least the guy seemed like he was enjoying himself, and it was funny, at least, like, more than like making fun of people funny, it seems. Oh yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I thought I'd jump on some trends this week so that we could actually like go along with the algorithm, essentially. Like, comment and subscribe.